Namaste. So tonight I'm going to read Book 3, Chapter 18, the Swayamvara of Sasikala. Om Vakratana Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samapramanita Veganam Kurvasavaka. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Ganesh Guru Saksha Brahma Tasma Shri. Hari Om Tat Sat. Okay. Vyasa said, the king's lovely daughter was very glad on hearing the words of the Brahmana and drowned herself in ecstasy of love. The Brahmin also departed, thinking of the whole affair. The daughter was already attached to the prince. Now she became the more merged in love for him and became very anxious. Now, on the departure of the Brahmin, she felt herself struck by the arrows of love. Then Sasikala, oppressed by love, addressed her dear companion, who followed her inclinations thus: O my companion, I have not as yet had any knowledge of the king's son. Still the signs of love have sprung up in my body and mind from the moment that I heard about him from that Brahmin. The love is giving me much trouble. Tell my companion, what am I to do now, and whither shall I go? O dear companion, I saw him like a second god of love in my dreams, and since then my innocent mind is being troubled with his being away from me. O fair one, the sandal paste on my body appears to me like a poison. This garland is like a serpent, and the moon's rays seem like a fire. O companion, my mind gets not rest anywhere, in palaces, gardens, and lakes, and hills at any time, during the day or night. All the enjoyable things have assumed now contrary aspects and are paining me. The better leaves, music, singing, and dancing all now fail to give me satisfaction and peace. O companion, I would have gone today where is residing that deceiver, but I fear for my father as well for the honor of my family. My father is not yet declaring the Swayamvara for my marriage. What shall I do? Had he given me in marriage to that Sudarshana, I would have allowed him embrace me and satisfy his passions today. O friend, look at the strange ideas of the Creator. There are hundreds of kings today who are influential, and I do not consider them beautiful. And that king's son is exiled from his kingdom, and yet he has stolen away my heart. Vyasa said, thus that king's son, Sudarshana, though helpless and living in a forest on roots and fruits, deprived of wealth, power, and army, began to reign in my heart of that princess. Sasikala too began to recite slowly the root mantra of Saraswati, and therefore her love towards this prince held out signs of success. Once engaged in meditation on that excellent root mantra on Kama, and while repeatedly reciting it mentally, he got in a dream the vision of that ever full, the world Mother Ambika, that cannot be expressed in words, that Vaishnavi Sakti, and capable to bestow all wealth and property. At this time the king of Nisadas, the lord of Shrimgavirpur, came to the hermitage and presented an excellent chariot together with all other necessary things. This chariot was drawn by 4 horses decorated with nice flags and was endowed with the prospect of getting victory everywhere. Thinking it thus a befitting present to be given to the king, he gave it to Sudarshana. Sudarshana too accepted the offer of a friend and worshipped him well in return, with roots and fruits of the forest. The Lord of the Nisadas, thus worshipped as a guest, went away. The Munis and ascetics then began to address Sudarshana with fondness. O son of the king, don't be anxious and restless. Within a very short time, you will get your kingdom, no doubt, by your own good luck and prowess. O one attached to one's vows, the goddess that enchants the whole universe, the giver of boons, Sri Ambika, has been pleased with you. Assistance is also rendered well with you. Therefore, do not trouble yourself with contrary thoughts anymore. The Munis who have taken vows address Manorama also. Your son will soon become the Lord of the world. You need not care anymore. Then the lean and thin Manorama, hearing the Muni's words, said, O Brahmanas, let your assis words of benedictions be justified with success. What wonder that a kingdom be obtained by the goodwill of the sadhus. There is no force, no minister, no help, no property. How under with combinations can then my son get kingship? You are the best of the knowers of mantrams. Due to the influence of your goodwill, my son will surely be a king. There is no doubt in this. Vyasa said, wherever that intelligent Sudarshana used to go on his chariot, there he seemed by his own prowess, as if he were surrounded by a whole army consisting of 109 350-foot, 65,610 horse, 21,870 chariots, and 21,870 elephants. This is the influence of the seed mantra. It is not an ordinary acquisition. It is because Sudarshana, with gladness and one-pointedness of his mind, meditated on his seed mantra, that he acquired the above powers. There is no doubt in this. Becoming pure and peaceful, whoever gets this wonderful seed mantra from a true spiritual guide and meditates on it incessantly is destined certainly to attain all desires. O best of kings, there is no such thing either in the heavens above or in the worlds below that a man won't get when the Supreme Goddess becomes pleased. Those who are certainly very unfortunate and of dull intellect, who cannot place their faith on the worship of this goddess and consequently suffer incessantly all sorts of troubles. O best of the Kurus, at the beginning of the creation, this Amba Devi was the mother of all the gods and is therefore known as the first mother. She is practically seen in this world in the shape of Buddhi, intelligence, Kriti, fame, Dhriti, fortitude, Lakshmi, goddess of wealth, Shakti, the force, Shraddha, faith, Mati, intellect, Smriti, memory, etc. It is only the deluded souls that do not realize the nature of the Devi. It is only those whose hearts are destroyed by the glare of false argument that do not worship this all-auspicious goddess of the universe. O King, Brahma, Vishnu, Shambhu, Indra, Varuna, Yama, Vayu, Agni, Kuvera, Vishwakarma, Pusa, Bhaga, the two Ashwins, Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Visvadevas, Maruts, all worship the supreme deity of creation, preservation and dissolution. Who is there amongst thou wise that does not serve this highest energy, the real nature of the auspicious goddess, the bestower all desires? Sudarshana came to know very well. She is the real essence, Brahma very rarely realized. She is the highly Vidya and the lower Vidya, Avidya, and she is the vital energy, the Mukhya Prana. of the best of the yogis who are desirous of liberation. O king, what individual is there that is able to realize the nature of Paramatma, the highest universal self, without having recourse to her, who is manifesting the universal consciousness by bringing into existence these sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic creations? Sudarshana, though he dwelt in the forest, realized a greater happiness than that in obtaining the sovereignty of a kingdom by constantly meditating on that goddess. Sasikala too, being too much oppressed with the arrows of love, anyhow remained with her soul in her body, having had to be always cared for her health in various ways by her attendants. Then the king Subahu, on coming to know that her daughter is desirous of getting her husband, made arrangements for her Swayamvara, a marriage in which the girl chooses her husband from among a number of suitors assembled together without any delay. The Swayamvara of the royal family, the Pandits say, is of three kinds. First, Icha Swayamvara, optional. Second, Panya Swayamvara, by fulfilling a promise. Example, Ramachandra broke in two the bow of Shiva and married Sita. Third is Swayamvara, preferring one who will prove the strongest hero by one's own prowess. On these three kinds of Swayamvaras, the king Subahu preferred Icha Swayamvara according to the bride's free choice. Accordingly, the king employed many artisans, had platforms covered with beautiful carpets, and big halls decorated beautifully in various ways. Thus the assembly hall of Swayamvara, built and decorated, and all the necessary articles and equipments brought thither, the fair-eyed Sashikala told her companions with sorrow, "Better go to my mother and say her privately that I have already selected mentally my husband, the beautiful Sudarshana, the son of the king Durvasandi, in my mind. I won't marry any other prince than him. The goddess Bhagavati has settled him for my husband." Vyasa said, "The companion of Sasikala, hearing thus, went quickly to her mother Vaidarbhi and addressed her sweetly in private. O chaste one, your daughter, with a sorrowful heart, has sent me to you to say the following. Please hear and do at your earliest convenience with a good and beneficial." She said, "There is staying in the hermitage of Bharadvaja, the son of the king Dhruvasandi. I have mentally selected him as my husband. I won't select any other prince." Vyasa said, the queen, hearing her words, told her husband, when he returned to the palace, all her daughter's words as she had heard them. Hearing this, the king Subahu was astonished, and then laughed frequently, and then began to say to his wife, the daughter of the king Vidarbha, the following true words. "O fair one, that king's son Sudarshana is a minor. He has been exiled in the forest. Now he is helpless and is residing with his mother in a dense forest. For his sake, the king Virasena was slain in battle by the king Yudhijit. O fair-eyed, how can that helpless, exiled poor boy become her husband? Do say, therefore, to Sashikala that in the assembly hall for her Swayamvara, many kings commanding honor and respect would be present. She would then choose whomever she likes. She need not repeat such words anymore." Thus ends the 18th chapter and the 3rd skanda about the Swayamvara of Sashikala, the daughter of the king Kasiraja, in the Mahapuranam, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Vedvyasa. Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapani Durga Kshmash. Om Tuya Mata Chipita Tuya Tuya Mata Shraskara.